hi, Forever family. I want to say thanks for joining us again for another week. So this week we have another video from Tim Tebow. I'm really loving his messages. You know, Tim Tebow.
Oh, the guy I couldn't pronounce last week?
Yeah, the guy that played football and baseball and...
Baseball, right?
Yeah.
Basketball.
No. So check out the video and we'll get back to you when you're done.
Brian Tracy says that the comfort zone is one of the greatest enemies of human potential. Want to get better at something? Want to be successful? Want to see that dream happen? Want to make a difference? You want to conquer life's obstacles, detours, or sucker punches? Well, you need grit. You need drive. You need persistence. You need to work hard. You need to change. You need to grow. That's how you build momentum for the things that you're really passionate about. We may not be able to change our circumstances, but we can learn and grow and develop our character from our experience. So let's dig deep, embrace the grind, and get to work. Live extraordinary, not comfortable. I have met some extraordinary people, and I have seen some people do extraordinary things. Not always in a good way. I remember last year in my first baseball season, we finished a really big weekend series, and I was so exhausted, and I couldn't wait to get into the clubhouse and take off my cleats and relax for 2 seconds. I remember opening the doors and walking inside, and there was a young man that was sitting there holding my stuff, kind of going through it, and at first I thought he was like one of our clubbies who kind of helps us with our gear and everything, but then I noticed he was kind of clutching it tightly, and I was like, are you supposed to be here? As I'm taking off my cleats, and he's like, no, I'm not. I'm just a really big fan. And I was like, well, thank you, but why are you here? And he was like, well, I just really wanted to meet you and see what this is all about. I was like, well, okay, it's a little weird. And I said, how did you get in here? And he said, when all the security walked over to you, I hopped the fence and I broke in, and so now I'm here. And I was like, okay, well, I at least appreciate the persistence. And he said, please don't rat me out. Don't say anything. And so I was like, all right, you're fine. But all my teammates did. So the guy takes off, and then security chases him. And I was like, guys, it's fine. Just let him go. And the guy kind of was a little bit of a creeper in there trying to smell my clothes. And I guess he was going to go to some crazy lengths to, I don't know, get a pair of cleats or smell some clothes. And you know, he was willing to go all out. But you know what, in our family as Tebows, we're kind of willing to go all out in a much different, less creepy way. I remember one of our last vacations, we decided to fly to the Keys, all of my closest friends and family, and you know what, I'm thinking, what can I do to really bring our family together? So you know what, I come up with Tebow Beach Olympics. And I mean, it is everything. It is crazy events. It is trivia. It's canoe racing. It is wrangling an albino python. Yes, that's what I said, wrangling an albino python. And my sister Christy was pretty amazing in it. And to tell you how crazy our family is and how much we go all out, my mom, who is the sweetest lady I have ever met, in the middle of the first game, she breaks her foot. So what does she do? Stop, go see a doctor, get surgery? No, she keeps going. She, even with the broken foot, is in the middle of tug of war, pulling against the opposing team, her kids. And so she's sitting there pulling, and I can't watch my mom do this with a broken foot, and it's literally swollen. And so I'm holding my mom, helping her, and the other team's mad. You can't help her, she's got a broken foot. So guys, as Tebows, we know what it means to go all out. But this was supposed to be a time where we were coming together as family and friends, and that just wasn't happening. My best friend's yelling at me, and then I yell back at him, and he goes away, and one of my friends runs a canoe into the back of my dad, and so everybody's fighting and arguing, and this time where we're supposed to be coming together, it's truly falling apart. But finally, we have a little bit of destiny on our side. As a young man goes up to my sister Katie and says, are you here with the Tebow group? She says, yeah, I'm with them. He says, well, good, because all of my family and friends, we're having a family reunion. Everybody's getting in right now. And we're full of college athletes and guys in the military and CrossFit extraordinaires, and we're willing to challenge you guys in anything possible. So they come back and they tell me this, and I just think, oh, thank you, Lord, because nothing brings our family together like a common enemy, someone to smack around for a few minutes. So it's like, this is perfect. So the team comes over and they're challenging us, and they're like, we'll play whatever you guys want to play. And it's like, you pick the game, we're good with it. So they pick this dodgeball sort of game, and we play, and we win in like 4 minutes, really quickly. And so the team's complaining, y'all been here longer, you're warmed up. What about another game? Well, earlier in the day, they saw us playing this game called Danny Ball. It's volleyball with a 10-pound medicine ball. Really, really hard. So they said, we'll challenge you in that. And we said, okay, that sounds good. And them not really knowing how hard it is. And so you play the game to 15, just like volleyball, and we go up 13-2. So the other team's complaining, and I'm like, fine. In a moment of a little bit of arrogance and pride, I'm like, fine, if y'all want to complain that much, switch the scores. Y'all have 13, we have 2. They're like, no way you do that. Okay, I just did. And so they accept, and we end up winning 15-13. And after that, our family goes together, we jump in the pool, we're celebrating, we're having so much fun. And there was nothing like having a common enemy to bring our family together. Because as Tebows, we can fight amongst ourselves, but you can't fight with us, because we got each other's back. We know what it means to go all out for each other, to go all out, to strive, to strain, to really live on the edge and not just be comfortable. And one reason I think we know how to do that is because we got to see our mom and dad do that every single day. I got to watch my dad fly all over the world and preach the gospel in so many villages. He was willing to go all out for what he's passionate about, and that's sharing the name of Jesus. I got to see my mom serve people no matter who, no matter when, no matter where, and would care so much for people. We got to see that, and to be honest, at an early age, I was kind of lazy. That's not true. I was really lazy. I didn't know what it meant to try to live outside of my comfort zone, to try to strain for something, to try for something, to really push myself. And when I was 4, 5, and 6 years old, we would have to go work in a garden in our backyard, and I wore this really big hat to keep all the sun off my face. Well, I did more than that. I kind of provided shade to a lot of areas. So my brothers and sisters, they nicknamed me Shade Tree, because I didn't really know how to work. But it wasn't soon after that where I found out the importance of work, that hey, if you want to be good in sports, if you want to accomplish something, if you want to get better, you will learn to put in the work. Because putting in the work, it might hurt temporarily, but in the long run, it's going to pay off. So I found out that, wow, if I strain, if I strive, if I break down my muscles, they're going to grow back stronger. Well, guys, that's true in life. When you go outside of your comfort zone, when you learn to strain and to strive for what you really want, yes, it might hurt and you might be broken down temporarily, but you're going to come back stronger. I remember when I was 15 years old and I went on my first missions trip to the Philippines, and the first day we get there, my brother throws me out in front of this entire high school where I have to preach the gospel. And I'm thinking, I've never done this before, I can't do it. You do it first. And he says, no, you'll learn, you'll do it. And as I'm walking out on stage, he reminds me of one thing. Just remember, if you forget, just say your brother has got your back and he'll finish the rest of the story. So I walk on stage, and it was probably the shortest gospel presentation of all time. But I remember being uncomfortable, but learning so much from it. Unfortunately, in today's society, too many people want to just be comfortable because it's easy and it feels good. But you know what, guys? Comfortable might feel good, but extraordinary is fulfillment. You know, and when we're willing to step out there, to step on a ledge, to go risk, to strain for what really matters, I believe God can use that in our lives and the people around us. Because if we're willing, He's able to use us to change the world. And I think that takes with us being willing to take the next step, to get on the edge. And when we do that, it might hurt for a little bit, but watch how much God uses that in our lives and the people around us.
Wow, that was really amazing. Again, what he was talking about, everything being not on the outside but on the inside. Something that we should all hold dear. This is something that is very important to everybody, or it should be.
You know, one of the things that he was talking about, he didn't say the verse, but in what he was saying was that verse that says, the first will be last and the last will be first when we come to heaven. And, you know, and I love that. I love that Jesus came to be a servant, and it's our job to be a servant to the people around us. That's what we're called to do, to love them like Jesus, and he loved them enough to serve them.
To serve them wherever you can. To serve your neighbor, to serve your friend, your brother, your mom, your dad, to help your fellow people out. The people in your neighborhood that don't know Jesus, tell them about him. Go to their house, speak with them, help them with their yard, help them with their car, whatever. Let's serve them. It's important. Very, very important.
Most definitely.
So, join us again for CR online for our groups.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Tonight, Tuesday.
7 o'clock tonight, Tuesday. Yeah, right.
And then join us again next Friday, women. We're having a ladies' coffee at 9 a.m. on Zoom. And then next Tuesday morning, Zoom, we're having coffee for the men and for the ladies. And please do join us for church on Sunday at 10 o'clock. We'd love to see you there.
We'll be chatting at you.
Have a great
See
night.
you guys
Love
later.
you.
Bye.